A brand is what people say it is. But where do you come in as the brand owner? Are you able to influence the narrative? Let's find out together. Developing a brand is in a way similar to deciding to have a baby. When you do decide to have a baby, you first and foremost decide who you want to have this baby with. You also get to decide the name of your baby beforehand. You also get to determine the language which your baby is to speak, the place where your baby is going to grow up, as well as the mental programming that your baby is going to have. This you can do by creating little booklets with stories and affirmations to help guide the mental development of your baby. This is very similar when you are developing a brand. You do get time to either decide if you're gonna go at it alone or if you are going to have partners in this development. You get to determine the brand's name. And this is very important, especially if you want to penetrate international markets. When you have a difficult name, it's going to be very difficult for prospects and clients to pronounce that name. And if they cannot pronounce it, they won't remember you. Under this, it is also very important for you to understand what is called an internal brand. You get an opportunity to develop an internal brand strategy. This is similar to the mental programming that I had talked about when deciding to have a baby. The internal brand really includes what it is that your brand is going to do, how it's going to do all of that, and to whom it is going to do it for. And it is very important when you understand how you plan on being different from everybody else who's already servicing the clientele you want to service. Under all of this internal brand, you get to determine your brand's expression as well as your brand character. This can include the behavior of your brand, the communication structure that you want to have for your brand. Are you going to have a professional brand? Are you going to have a youthful, fun, humorous brand? Or you're going to have a very strict and serious brand? You get an opportunity to decide well in advance. You also get an opportunity to develop what is known as a brand positioning statement. This is very key because it allows your audience to really position your brand in their mental space. When you do develop a brand positioning statement, you are really setting yourself apart from everybody else. You also get a wonderful opportunity under the internal brand to develop your unique value proposition. How are you going to be different from everybody else who's doing, who's servicing your current clients or the clients that you want to serve? You also get a beautiful opportunity under this internal brand to decide on your target audience and to develop what is known as a client persona. This is a representation of your overall target audience. By developing a client persona, you get to have a thorough understanding of who you are servicing. And in that way, you get to really align your communication with the people you are trying to target. You get to also be at a point where you determine the communication structure for your audience. By failing to have this, then that means you are going to be all over the place. You won't necessarily have a targeted messaging for the people you want to serve. Now, don't be like everybody else who, when they get ideas, they simply go to SEPA, register a business or a company name, develop a logo, and start operating. Take time out when you are developing your brand to develop the internal strategy. The internal brand is really going to assist you, especially when you do decide to have employees on board. Because when you have an internal brand, you really give your employees an opportunity to understand the why part of things. Why is it that they need to continue doing what they are to do, and how they are to connect, with your brand values, so that they can service the people who are bringing in money into your business really, really well. When you do fail to develop your internal brand, you are really failing to service your clients really well. So do take time to develop an internal brand, and it is going to serve you like never before. Remember, we exist for those who are not interested in fitting in.